Although the mysterious, all-knowing Master Zuno only makes 2 brief appearances throughout Dragon Ball Super, he left us with a few unanswered questions. What is the samurai-like entity really up to, floating in his box-shaped planet? How come he was never mentioned before, considering him being so close to the Z-Fighter's home world? What's the extent of his nigh-omniscient powers, and does he hold some dark secrets awaiting to be unveiled? Let's talk about Zuno's hindsight abilities and his potential clairvoyant powers, while questioning his true intentions. If you want to know what Zuno is secretly plotting, get into Jaco's Galactic Patrol spaceship and follow me to Zuno's planet to find out. Introduced in Dragon Ball Super, not too much is known about the mysterious Zuno, other than that he knows the answers to basically every single thing. The new character first showed up during Bulma's quest to find the legendary Super Dragon Balls, in order to alleviate the continuous headache that is our favorite space kitten Beerus. Upon arrival on Zuno's planet, things get a bit tricky, as Zuno's odd assistants announce that their master is fully booked for the next 7 years. Talk about a suspiciously busy schedule, right? But thanks to Jaco's intervention, they got to skip the line and get inside the temple. Once meeting with Zuno, a simple kiss on the cheek will get you an arbitrary number of questions depending on your degree of hotness, according to Zuno's taste, of course. I'd wonder how many questions I'd get, if any. Well, at first sight, Zuno seems to have the stamina of an unbothered house cat, but is he really as tame as he looks? After all, he holds retrocognition powers, making any information accessible to him in an instant. His mind is literally a timeline holding every bit of information that ever existed. Or should I say timelines? Zuno lives outside of time as he is aware of Earth's many destructions and rebirths. This gives him a strong advantage when it comes to planning his next move. In a way, he can anticipate various what-if scenarios, making him a strategic genius. As they say, we learn from the past, or at least we're supposed to. That being said, nothing stops him from gathering the Super Dragon Balls for himself, but that would be too easy, right? The all-knowing Zuno is actually bored and is in the mood to play a game. Now, who wouldn't take the bait? As a wise man said, knowledge is power. Talking about power, Zuno demonstrates the extent of his database-like knowledge when it comes to the past or present events, but the anime only merely hints at his potential of seeing into the future. Did you notice how strange it was for his tiny clones to have been alerted by him that uninvited guests have arrived? I mean, that place literally has no windows. Could that mean that Zuno might also hold precognition powers? If so, looking into the future across multiple universes would allow him to change future events by, let's say, directing his visitors towards particular aims without necessarily lying about facts. Very, very sneaky. Another example supporting this theory would explain why he was so reluctant to answer more questions to Zamasu, as he perhaps saw what a mess the Kai would make of the future. Interestingly enough, Zuno's loyalty seems to lie with the Z-Fighters, as he alerts Supreme Kai Shin of Zamasu's plan to get his hands on the Super Dragon Balls. Shin, in return, visits Goku and friends to tell them all about Zamasu's little visit. This game of telephone makes me scratch my head about Zuno's true intentions. While he probably knows all about the other characters already, he has no personal attachment to any of them. After all, no one invited him for that dessert party, right? Rude. Then why would he try to protect the group? Something tells me that Zuno has a secret master plan that no one's even seen coming. Zuno strikes as one of those neutral characters that navigate the spectrum between good and evil. Think Light from Death Note, who initially had good intentions in theory but lacked morality in practice as the body count increased. What if Zuno was also a mastermind, using one of the greatest weapons seen in anime: manipulation? As I've mentioned before, Zuno might act as a puppeteer, sending off his thousands of visitors across the multiverse, using them as pawns into a larger scheme. Why would he use others to do his bidding and not do the deed himself? Well, I'm glad you asked. First, just look at the guy. He's so lazy he uses a floating device to go around his own home. And second, Zuno's not much of a fighter, even though he dresses up as a samurai. Just ask Zamasu, or Yajirobe for that matter. He might be able to explain in surgical precision every martial arts move out there, but lacks any real discipline for training, unlike somebody like Goku. To put it simply, whether good or bad, Zuno is one to fear, since he holds knowledge about every imaginable thing that existed, and even perhaps will come into being, making him a master of time. If you ask me, the fact that he knows everything, even prior to Zeno's creation, makes him one of the oldest beings in the whole Dragon Ball timeline. Predating the birth of Majin Buu, Zuno and his assistants might belong to a near-extinct race of aliens. Would his goal then be to restore an ancient world order before time immemorial, where he sits atop of the world? Imagine a world filled with little Zunos. Ugh, yikes. On top of being gifted with nigh omniscience, this gigantic brain of a man has acquired everyone's unconditional trust across the galaxy. This makes him one of the most powerful entities in the whole Dragon Ball multiverse, while not having to lift a single finger. Now that's pretty impressive. So, what do you think about the mysterious Master Zuno? Do you think he has an ulterior motive behind giving free advice? Share your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more CBR videos. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you soon.